Wacom's vision for the impacts of education is making sure that teachers and students are able to benefit from digital tools within the classroom, which are being implemented right away across the industry, while still being able to work on the fundamentals of education, of learning. You can naturally pick up the pen and do what is natural in every different subject, creating an environment where there are no barriers.
Well, I think, in the learning world that we're in now, we're moving rapidly towards a more digitally centric environment that has huge advantages for both teaching and learning. In the last number of years, we've seen devices increase, but our education system is very much focused on a pen and paper environment. We've got to make some change. And tools like Equatio from TextHelp, like OrbitNote, start to provide multiple ways of entry into that to bridge the gap between paper and digital tools. And if you take a tool like, for example, the Wacom tablets, that starts to really emulate a pen and paper approach. And it's the perfect bridge in my book and our book here at TextHelp to help students really make that leap.
Google Apps can benefit a lot from moving away from just keyboard and mouse-based input. If you think about the range of activities we do in the classroom, and as teachers we want to offer a range of choices to our students, both in terms of the tasks they complete, but also the ways in which they input into the environment. So when you take a tool like Jamboard, it's natural to be wanting to write on that, and something like the one by Wacom provides a stylus input directly into Jamboard. If we think about STEM subjects like science and maths, they often require a variety of input methods. And so using that on the Jam, along with AI tools like AutoDraw, can really help move people's on. And we've seen a real growth in Jamboard as a file type within Google Workspace and Google Classroom.
I think maths is on an evolving education journey on its way to a digital environment. Pen and paper is the way that we work things out. It's the way we've always worked things out. It's easy to carry a pencil behind the ear and quickly sketch if you're on a building site. But we could use that, and we could use that pencil to be a digital pencil with a Wacom and then quickly sketch and quickly explore that maths. And so combining the two digitises that natural handwriting, enhances it because it will make that handwritten maths accessible using Equatio. And if we make things accessible by design, then everyone gets the benefit whether they need them or not.
If you go back to, for example, a flat PDF, and we take that, for example, as a booklet, a typical booklet that a teacher would use. Imagine what happens when we send that to a pupil. Traditionally, maybe we just type on that. When you introduce a Wacom pen and tablet directly into that, suddenly you've got a living, breathing document where you can draw, you can annotate, you can interact, you can do it on your terms and in your way, but you can emulate as close to paper as possible within that.
We know the PDFs are the format of choice for many resources. We know teachers are time poor. So if we have a PDF and we can combine it with OrbitNote, we can save teachers time grabbing that PDF. We know it's made accessible, but then to have students to be able to annotate on it, or as teachers to put that model worked example using a Wacom pen, it helps digitise that workflow.
Utilising Wacom products and Wacom technology within the classroom has a big impact on productivity. For teachers, marking digitally has a huge benefit to save mass amounts of time. Getting out the red pen on lots of different pieces of paper can be very, very time consuming. Doing it in a digital environment, especially when working in an environment like Google for Education, you can literally do all of the marking and submit there and then. So it's very much about enabling the teachers to make things a lot more productive and easier as well.
When we use the Wacom pen, we can use it both as a learner, but also as a teacher. And when pupils create that work, perhaps using a pen or alternative means of input, and they submit it to the teacher, there are multiple ways a teacher can feedback. And what could be quicker than using a traditional method, such as a Wacom tablet, to mark and provide feedback directly back to student in just a few swipes and just a few taps.